Hi everyone, today I'll be using Chebe powder to make 5 different DIY hair products. I'll explain what Chebe is, then go into making a hair oil, hair butter, leave-in conditioner, styler, and shampoo, all infused with Chebe. There's a lot to cover today, so let's jump right into it. Chebe is a Chadian mixture of herbs which is made primarily from the lavender croton, and that's a tropical African shrub. I'm using the Chebe hair powder mix from a brand called Steamy Grow. It includes Chebe powder and a few other herbs that all work together for hair growth. Chebe is said to cleanse the scalp and prevent fungus and other scalp issues which cause hair loss. It's also said to neutralize the pH of the hair shaft and the scalp, and it's moisturizing and promotes hair growth. The women of Chad use Chebe by mixing the powder with a butter like shea butter, then applying it to their hair and leaving it in for extended periods of time, between hours up to a week. After this, they rinse it out with water. Applying Chebe this traditional way may not be practical for many people, and this is where these 5 DIYs come in. The first DIY we'll make is a Chebe infused hair oil. To make this oil, I'm going to add 1/3 cup Chebe powder to a glass jar. Then I'll add 1 cup extra virgin olive oil, 1/2 cup coconut oil, 1/4 cup sweet almond oil, and 1/4 cup castor oil. You can substitute these oils for other carrier oils. All the recipes I'm using today will be in the description box below. I'll mix the contents of the jar to combine everything. And because of the solid coconut oil, I rested the jar in some warm water off camera for about 5 minutes. That was enough to melt the coconut oil. Once everything is liquid, I suggest setting this jar aside for at least 2 weeks to allow the herbs to infuse into the oil. The Chebe will settle to the bottom, so give the jar a shake every day or so to continue facilitating the infusion process. After this time, the oil will be ready for use. I did another herbal hair oil video, which I'll link in the top right corner of your screen. Go check that out if you want. Before using the oil, I'll strain it using some cheesecloth. The Chebe powder is very fine, so a regular strainer is not likely to work. Even after straining the oil through cheesecloth, there were still some Chebe particles left. I'd suggest straining the oil multiple times if you want to remove all traces of the powder in your final oil. One thing to note is that Chebe has a very unique smell. Some say it smells like cigarettes. I think it smells very herb-like, but with a burnt note to it. This comes through slightly in the oil, but can be minimized by the addition of essential oils or fragrance oils. As you can see, I'm packaging the oil into a 2-ounce applicator bottle. Then I'm adding a few drops of Peppermint Essential Oil for added benefits and for a nice minty scent. And that's it for this Chebe infused hair oil. The second DIY I'll be making is a Chebe infused hair butter. In a glass measuring cup, I am placing some refined shea butter, mango butter, and some deodorized cocoa butter. These butters all have amazing benefits for the hair, including moisturizing properties that increase softness, reduce breakage, promotes shiny hair, and overall hair growth. I'll then place the measuring cup into a hot water bath on the stovetop for these butters to melt. In the meantime, I'll weigh out some more Chebe oil. I'm using a 50-50 butter to oil split. And here you can see the bits of Chebe powder in the oil that I was talking about earlier. Now, here we have the melted butters. I'll add the oil to the butters, cover and allow to cool in an ice bath off camera. Then, once it's cooled, I'll whisk until I get a lovely whipped butter consistency. And this is our Chebe hair butter. I'm packaging it into a 4-ounce jar. The specks you see here are from the Chebe powder, which were present in the oil. The third DIY is a Chebe leave-in conditioner. I'm starting with the oil phase, which will include the butter we just made and some Chebe oil as well. Remember to check the description box below for the recipes. Next, I'll add the emulsifier, which is BTMS 50. BTMS 50 is a conditioning emulsifier with excellent detangling properties. It comes in the form of tiny white, waxy pellets. Next, I'll add cetearyl alcohol, which is a vegetable-derived fatty alcohol and will act as a thickener/stabilizer for the emulsion, as well as condition the hair. It also comes in the form of tiny white pellets. Lastly, in the oil phase, I'm adding some Lux Glide N350, which is a 100% natural and sustainable emollient that will serve to enhance shine and texture in this conditioner, but it is completely optional. Now that the oil phase is done, I'll set it aside and weigh the water phase. I'll first weigh the water, then in a separate container I'll weigh my organic aloe vera powder 200x, and 1 gram of this powder is equivalent to 200 grams of pure aloe vera. The powder can be diluted in a glycerin or glycerin and water solution, so I'm adding my glycerin directly to the powder and mixing it in thoroughly before adding it to my water. Then I'll add some DL-panthenol, which will help retain moisture in the hair and protect the hair. That concludes the water phase. I'll cover the water phase with plastic wrap, then place both phases in a water bath in a pot on medium heat to allow the oil phase to melt and the water phase to be heated to a similar temperature as the oil phase. While those are on the stovetop, I'll weigh out the cool down phase ingredients, which include a preservative that's Optifen Plus, and that offers effective protection against bacteria, yeast, and mold growth. Then I'll add hydrolyzed rice protein, which is known to increase volume, moisture, shine, flexibility, and soften hair. I weighed them into the same container here, but I suggest weighing them separately as they both have different temperature requirements to be effective. Lastly, I'll add a blend of essential oils for various benefits and a lovely scent. The oil phase is now completely melted, and I'm going to combine both water and oil phases, then mix with an immersion blender to facilitate the emulsion process. I'll mix for about a minute, then allow to rest for 5 minutes, and I'll keep doing this until the mixture cools down enough for me to add my cool down ingredients. I did a tutorial on how to make lotion or an emulsified cream like this leave-in conditioner. It's in the top right corner of your screen. Go there for more information on the lotion making process. Once my emulsion has cooled down to the appropriate temperature for my cool down phase, I'll add those ingredients, then mix once more to ensure everything is thoroughly combined. And with that, here we have a relatively lightweight Chebe leave-in conditioner packaged into an 8-ounce plastic jar. This mixture will continue to thicken up a bit over the next day to leave a smooth, creamy leave-in. The fourth DIY is a Chebe styler. First, I'll start by weighing out some xanthan gum, which is what will provide the hold, the gel-like texture, and some slip in this styler. Next, I'll add some glycerin straight into the xanthan gum. Glycerin will help the gum to easily disperse in the water without clumping. I'll mix to ensure that the gum and glycerin are properly combined and set to the side for now. Then I'll weigh the water, then aloe vera gel, then add the gum and glycerin mixture into the water and aloe vera, then mix thoroughly to combine. Next, I'm adding the Chebe oil I made previously and continuing to mix. You can see it has already thickened up significantly. I'm mixing with a spatula right now and will eventually switch over to a whisk. I suggest going with a whisk from the get-go. Lastly, I'll add some orange essential oil for a sweet citrusy scent. It also will give the styler a light orange color. Note, I did not add a preservative as I intended to use this styler within 24 hours. I left it in the fridge to sit until I was ready for it. I also made just enough for one use for me, so there would be no leftovers. And this is what the final styler is looking like. I'm going to package this into an old edge control container. It has a very slippery feel and it's the consistency of a curling gel. It moisturizes my hair, defines my curls, and gives a light medium hold. And that's it for this quick and easy styler. The final DIY is a Chebe African Black Soap Shampoo. Just like with the styler, I've weighed out some xanthan gum and glycerin and will set that aside to sit until later. Xanthan gum will thicken and emulsify the oil that will come later in this shampoo. Remember to check the description box for the recipes used today. Also, I already made an African Black Soap Shampoo video that is similar to this one minus the Chebe. I'll link it in the top right hand corner if you want to go check it out. Next, I'm steeping some Chebe powder in hot water for about 10 minutes. Then I'll strain it through some cheesecloth. To the Chebe liquid, I'm adding the gum and glycerin mixture, and you can see it's starting to thicken up right away. Then I'm adding some African Black Soap liquid. This mixture is just some raw African Black Soap dissolved in distilled water that I had from before. I put some cheesecloth over the top of the jar to strain out the African Black Soap liquid. Then I'll add some Chebe oil, apple cider vinegar, and aloe vera gel, and Peppermint Essential Oil, lightly mixing to combine after adding each ingredient. Again, I did not add a preservative as I intended to use this shampoo up shortly and kept it in the fridge until I was ready to do so. If you want to keep this shampoo for an extended period of time, add a preservative to keep it from going bad. And this is what the final shampoo is looking like. I'm adding the shampoo to a 4-ounce squeezy plastic bottle for use in the shower. This mixture will continue to thicken up over the next day or so, and the final consistency will be a bit thicker than this. This shampoo has a nice slippery feel, great lather, and it cleaned my hair well. It also was not stripping, so that's a bonus. And there we have it, 5 Chebe DIYs. We have the Chebe infused hair oil, Chebe infused hair butter, leave-in conditioner, styler, and shampoo. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more DIYs like this one. Until next time, have courage and be kind. Thanks for watching.